Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kyle from SA Hydro Gardener, and in today's video I'm going to show y'all how I make my NFT rail system with a 4x4 by 6 foot vinyl fence post. Well, the first thing you're going to need to do, I went to Lowe's and I bought me a couple of these vinyl fence posts here. I already installed two. This will be my third one I'm putting in. So I bought the vinyl fence post. I bought two of the end caps that goes with it. Other than that, I bought, it's a 3-inch, it's just a test cap fitting. It usually looks like this, but I've taken it and I've painted it black. This is actually off one of the other ones. I still got to buy one for this one. For the drain, I'm using on one side. This is it's a 3 1/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch threaded union fitting. I'll try to put the number and the link down in the description. It's kind of like a through hole fitting, but the threads on this, they're actually backwards. You got to turn to the left to tighten it up, to the right to loosen it. So on this you have a little rubber seal. So this would go through the inside down, but before you put it down in there, you put the rubber seal on, put it through the hole, and then on the bottom side, on the outside of the vinyl, you would put the plastic washer, and then this other piece back on, and then tighten it all down. The top of this has this 3/4 threaded on the top and the bottom. So what I did is I use 1/2 inch pretty much for all of my supply and my return. So I got 3/4 by 1/2 inch. So male 3/4, female 1/2 inch adapter. See, it's threaded on each side, so once it's through there, I can take this and actually I'll screw that down in there so I can pipe my 1/2 inch down back into my return. Now on the inside, in the NFT rail, it's nutrient film technique. Normally, it's just a layer of water and nutrients. It just goes across and then drains out. But you don't want a whole lot of water standing in there all the time. You just want a little bit. But starting out, going from seed with my rock wool, what I'll do to change the water level inside of here is this other 3/4 by 1/2 inch. You can actually, I'll drill a hole on the end above where the drain's at. That's where this test cap goes. And I'll tighten this down. And actually, it'll raise your water level from, 1/4 of an inch to, I'm not sure how high it is really. About 1.1/8 up to 1 inch. Or if you need to get higher than that, since you'll have the hole right on top, when you're going to put it down in there, you can actually take a piece of PVC, and I'll drill a couple holes on the end here. So when you stick that on there, you can actually raise it up even more. So when you're going down through the holes, hit the holes on top of it, you can use this PVC and just kind of help to tighten that down. You ain't got to do it real tight. Just kind of snug, and that'll raise your water level kind of where you need it. And you can do it, each rail system like that. That's the way I do it. I know a lot of people, they use 3-inch, 4-inch PVC round pipe, or 6-inch. Or to me personally, the square flat ones are easier. Your net pots actually seem to sit in a lot better and flusher. So, but I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna take this plastic off real quick and I'll show you my measurements and where I mark all my holes at, and we'll go from there. Alright, now that we have the plastic off of it, like I said, it's 4 inches by 4 inches, a 6 foot long vinyl fence post from Lowe's, Home Depot. We've got our 2 end caps, our crest cap. We got our threaded union fitting for our drain. Some other tools you're going to need: crescent wrench, some pliers, a pin. You're going to need a 3-inch hole saw, and this one right here, which would be for the hole on the bottom of the threaded union fitting, is actually, it's 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you where my measurements are, how I measured them. Alright, so from one end, let me move this placemat here. Alright, so from one end, I start where my drain's going to be. I'll mark 2.5 inches. So I got 2.5 inches, and then I did 7 inches from that to 9.5 inches. So 2.5 inches is where your test cap is going to sit above your drain, so you can get in there to change your water level. And then 7 inches from that is where I'll start drilling my holes for my 3-inch net cups. So from 2.5, 2.5, 9.5, and then I'll do a foot between each 3-inch net cap, 3-inch net pot. So I have 2.5, 9.5. Then I got a foot from there. That's 21.5. Then I got 33.5. All right, I have 45.5. Moving on down. I have 57.5. And then I have on the end down here is 69.5. So that's 2.5, 9.5, 21.5, 33.5, 45.5, 57.5, and 69.5. So I just went ahead and I just marked each one. Now I'm going to go through from side to side. I think this thing is approximately 4 inches. So I'm going to mark it 2 inches, just give my center for each hole. It ain't got to be exactly perfect, but alright. So I have all my marks where my holes are going to be. So I just marked them out from each side, 2 inches, 2 inches, and then marked them 2.5, then 7 inches from there, and then I did a foot for each 3-inch net pot. Alright, so I'm going to go through here in a second. We're gonna drill these out, but first I'm going to go ahead turn it all the way upside down, and then on the side where my drain is going to be, and mark it out again for my drain. So it's going to be pretty much right below where the test cap's going to be. So we're going to do 2.5, and then 2 inches the other way, just to give our center point. All right. So now we got that one marked. We'll go ahead, we'll drill that one out, and then we'll start drilling our other holes. Now when you're drilling, like I said, this is a 1.5 inch for our union fitting. Once you start your bit in and it catches, throw it in reverse, it'll make a cleaner hole, and it's not, you know, my other ones when I was first doing it, the holes are all kind of roughed up and they're pretty ugly. So we'll go ahead and we're going to drill this one out. Alright, like I said, once it catches, throw it in reverse. Pull that vinyl from around the edges. Alright, and you have pretty much a perfect hole right there. Like I said, that is plenty ample space for that union fitting to sit through. But you're going to have the spacers on each side, the rubber spacers. Alright, so we're going to go through and I'm going to drill out the 3-inch net pot holes. Got a 3-inch hole saw. Clean your edges up real good. That's what it looks like. Now with that one, you take your 3-inch net cut and it sits just perfect. But that's where the test cap's going to be. So 3-inch test cap, nice and snug. Just broke it. Yeah, being in the sun out in the greenhouse after a while, these things get real brittle anyway. It's a thinner plastic. But they work real well and they're cheap. So, you know, I just paint them black just to keep the algae out of it. Alright, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to finish drilling out the rest of these holes. And we'll come back. Alright, now that we have all of our 3-inch holes drilled, we can go ahead and I'll test fit my test cap and my 3-inch net pots A little FYI, I would drill them outside. You know, this little vinyl, it makes a mess. Also, I would take it and I would hose it down inside and out. You know, after you get everything cut, just so you don't get all them little particles in your system. You know, it can clog your pumps up and whatnot. All right, so before we put our end caps on, we're going to take our little union fitting here. Take off these two parts. So you have the main part and the rubber seal. It will go on the inside through that hole. And make sure you clean your holes good. Get off a little bit of burrs, which, you know, if you drill in reverse, you won't have them too bad. Alright, so after you stick it down through there like that, the other plastic washer goes on the bottom, and I just dropped it. And then below that will be the main screw that holds it on. Alright, now that we got that on, we can take the pliers here and just kind of, you know, they ain't gotta be super tight. Well, remember, tightening this actually tightens it. You gotta tighten it counterclockwise to tighten it up, because the threads are reversed. Alright, so now that our drain's on there, kind of give you an example from the inside. There you go. We can take our drain with our 3/4 1/2 inch. Like I said, it'll just screw right in there. Yeah, you can put pipe tape, or I wouldn't glue it. Just makes it easier for returns to take it apart. You get this whole system out, you know, at the end of the season, wash it out, spray it out. What I do is I'll take it out and I'll fill it with water with a little bit of bleach, and I'll let it sit, and then I'll just spray the hose down there through each hole, because, you know, my end cap's going to be glued. Spray it in there and just dump it out and flush it a few times, and it cleans it very well. Alright, so we got our drain on there. We'll put our test cap, our neck cups, perfect. There's pretty much what it looked like. Alright, now so for your end caps, what I did is I just got a tube of just clear silicone. I would take it and I would put a big bead right on the inside of this lip on all 4 sides. Do that. Take it and stick it on. Then do the same thing for the opposite side. Let it sit, let it dry real good. You know, I'd give it quite a while, and then I'd go back on this outside and just kind of fill in this gap all the way around. You know, it just prevents leaks, you know, water getting out, water getting in, that sort of thing. Like I said, I don't take my end caps off when I clean it. I leave them on, and I'll just spray it out with a water hose with water and bleach. But once you get the end caps on and they're glued, that's what it looks like. Alright, so I got my drain on one side. On the opposite side, right here in the corner, right above this V, I'll use a 1/4 inch drill bit, or I think it's a 5/8 drill bit, a little bigger than a 1/4. And I'll just drill a little hole. You know, just kind of right in there. That's for my 1/4 inch supply line to supply. So it'll run in, you know, run in one end, and it'll just flow right down, and then right out of the drain. So I'm gonna get the ends caulked on, and I'm gonna get it put into the greenhouse. Alright, here's the greenhouse, and back here is the NFT rails that I built. The one that I built in the video, I have not put it in here yet, but I'm going to put it up higher here. Right now I have iceberg lettuce in it, testing them out, but for me they're not doing too well. They're getting a little crispy on the end there. My nutrients are a little too high for them, plus it's a little too hot in here. Alright, so as far as the NFT rail, like I said, I have, let me take this one out. The ends are caulked, my line comes off, goes right in the top, and as you can see down in there, it just flows right into the water. Well, into the existing water. There's probably a 1/4 inch of water in there. So I got them pretty much level. It's because it comes, you know, as it flows through. It just fills up to the rim of the end there on the top of the drain, and then flows down. On the bottom, I just got them both hooked. They come down, they're elbowed, teed, come down to my 2 inch, which cycles back to my reservoir. If you're wanting to change the water level, like I was saying earlier, you can take it's a 3/4 by 1/2 inch male adapter. Just take a piece of pipe, put it on the end, and screw it down in there. Then you can pull that pipe out. You don't have to put it super tight, but that'll change your water level to about right at the bottom of your net cups. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to put them down in the comment section. I'd love to hear them. Any improvements you think I could make in here. But please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.